one thing I would like to highlight here is this might come as a future requirement in your project as well. And moreover, if you are planning for any sort of interviews as well, you should definitely highlight this thing as well. So integration flows, we are good. So there is another set of artifact called as APIs. So using APIs, we can create some APIs out of cloud integration. When I say APIs means we can create SOAP APIs, REST APIs, and OData APIs. So when we click on this API, now we have to use the runtime profile as cloud integration only because we need to run it. So here you will have three options: so OData API, REST API, and SOAP API. What kind of APIs you want to create out of it? Okay, so if anyone of you is aware of the OData creation within cloud integration, basically OData is common across any IT technology. But why I'm highlighting SAP, because majorly we are from the SAP background. So within SAP, we are having a NetWeaver gateway. This NetWeaver gateway, the additional system, is placed generally within the landscape, so that from NetWeaver gateway we can register all our services. So ideally, there's a hub spoke model we mentioned. So let's say this is my on-prem. Let's say this is my S/4HANA system. Okay. I can have some other system. These are all on-prem systems. And now some OData services are created in the system as well. So in the landscape, there is SAP NetWeaver gateway. So this entire thing is part of your one landscape. This entire thing is part of your one landscape. And now what this NetWeaver gateway will be doing, it will be registering all the services. Okay. So it is not related to cloud integration. I just want to give you some idea, because now it might be as a future demand in terms of the design pattern. So I will just try to map our understanding in terms of our cloud integration as well. So let's say it's creating some data, and it is also creating some data related to SAP 2 system. Let's see. Now, all these are dependent systems, and they are having their own set of APIs. Okay, so generally, organization can also, if it's a smaller organization, they can consider the same system as basically there are some components you need to install. If you install those components, the base system, once they install those components, the system can itself work as a gateway system as well. But the concept behind gateway is it will add one more layer within your landscape. And if there are multiple systems which are creating respective OData services, you can manage everything from that gateway. So it's like a hub. Okay, so all the services will be raised, means whatever OData you create, that OData will be then registered on this NetWeaver gateway system. So now, if any third-party system wants to access it, let's say there is a query application or any mobile application. So if that mobile application wants to access something around the CS order information. So they need the CS order information, they will hit this endpoint, and this NetWeaver gateway will identify where this request needs to supposed to go. So let's say sales order, it is coming from this particular system. So it will automatically route it. So same way, if there is another application, another third-party application, which is trying to put some information related to, let's say, any prospects, customer. So that information will again be this network gateway will manage those. So where needs to be, this particular system needs to be this particular system needs to be hit by the backend system or to be hit in the backend system. Let's say this system is having these prospects. So this is how this network gateway is actually managing all these things. So this is the typical, I mean, not typical, basically the existing model. This is how the existing model is being designed within our on-premises landscape. Now, if if any of the service which is existing in the network gateway, that we can access it now. Okay, so how we can access? So we discussed something around Cloud Connector in the past. Okay, so we discussed something Cloud Connector in the past. So this Cloud Connector, using this specific Cloud Connector, what we will do? The next thing is my CPI is here, or my CPI or my cloud integration, but it's the cloud integration. So my cloud integration is now, if I want to access any of the service, so what I can do, I will be accessing these services via the cloud connector. Okay, so this is how we were doing. So in this model, what is happening? You are having one system in your landscape. You are having one system in your landscape. The existing system, this is the one additional on-premise system which is managing all your data services, and at the same time, you have installed SAP Cloud Connector, and you are going via SAP Cloud Connector, and then SAP Cloud Connector is hitting this network gateway. So what the new model is saying, yes, which the organization, most of the organizations still are exploring, means they have not explored this model in detail. So what we can do, we can create basically the registration part, whatever the registration is happening here, this registration can also be happened at the cloud integration here itself. Okay, so this is my cloud integration. My cloud integration. So within my cloud cloud integration, basically better to say integration suite. Okay, so within my integration suite, I am having my cloud integration capability. Same way, I can also have OData capability. Okay, OData capability. I can also have event mesh. Okay, the API. So now we are exploring cloud integration. So within our cloud integration, we are also having the OData API, OData creation of the OData is also available. But apart from that, we can also add this capability. So now there are two things. Within our cloud integration, there is a provision of creating OData services as well. So when we create an artifact here, we can select an API, and from API, we can select what kind of API we want to create. So I will just click on next, and it is a template or wizard, anything. Okay, so let me call it. Six. Next, let's call it. Okay. So now I'll create next. Movement artifact is created for me here. So the moment you create, what will happen? So there were three options of it. And again, this is a new topic which we have never discussed with any of the previous sessions. So you can keep this information in your CVs, or if you're already working on support or playing a major role within your organization, we should also think around this aspect as well, because API first design, we have to always consider whatever designing we are suggesting for our customer, we should always be suggesting the API based model. So, so when we are going to create one more, then we will do a quick comparison. I've taken a template, created a template, logo based code. So we have created a we have used a template actually. So that is the reason it has given automatically one template to us. So what this template is having, this template is connected with a OData adapter at the start of the integration flow, and it has created one local integration process. And further, this local integration process logic is placed in the below, and here we need to add our logic. Okay, and if I deploy this, what will happen? It will give me an entity. So this is the entity set of an OData. Using this entity set, I can hit this endpoint. Okay, so just some basics around OData. Definitely, you need to read through this. If you are already aware, that it is great. So entity data model. Okay, so when we started our demo in day 1 or day 0, we have used the product API. This product API was OData. So if you remember, I mean, always we have used the sales demo API setup. That sales demo API, we have used a product or product category. Those APIs were following the OData protocol, and you could have noticed whenever we have used, it has always imported one file under our resources. So EDMX file, basically it is the metadata of this OData entry data model XML. So within OData, so just think of a database. So if there is a database, within database, we are having different tables. So OData is conceptually the same model. The only thing is you are exposing out your database in such a way where if a database is having multiple tables, you are exposing those tables as an entity set. So like product, if I need to use a product in the data, in the metadata or in the entity data model XML file, the designer might have given the name as product set, same as category set. So these are basically different endpoints. So endpoint in the sense different endpoint means. So let's say the service.com and SRV. This is my endpoint of service, and then followed by product set. So this is an independent endpoint. Same way, the second resource, if I need to access the second resource, what will be the endpoint? The second resource endpoint will be like this only. Okay. So whenever we have created our HTTP or SOAP at the starting of our integration flow, what we have got one endpoint of our cloud integration. CI endpoint we have got. Okay, so similarly, when we are going to create an OData, we will also have an endpoint. But this endpoint will be hitting a particular entity set. But whereas what I mentioned initially, that within OData services, we can have multiple entity set. So now there's a small difference here. So in terms of, and again, if you are not able to follow, just repeat, just watch this recording again, okay? Because I'm discussing something conceptually which you should be aware. So what I have done, right now I have created an OData artifact. So when I created this OData artifact, just for your understanding, it has automatically given one entity set. So it had using, if you're going to create an OData artifact, in that case, you can use only single entity set. Okay. You can use only set. Okay. But what is the case? What is the case if there are multiple entity set? So for that, you need to create an OData project. Okay. So right now we have created an OData using integration flow. We have created an OData using integration flow, but there is an option of creating an OData project. So throughout our program, we have only focused on the integration flows. So there is another capability. Using that capability, you can create OData services. So what's the benefit of that then? So if I use this capability now, I do not need this network gateway system anymore. So what would be the new architecture? The new architecture will be, now this is my cloud integration, not cloud integration, basically integration suite. So I am having within my IS, I am having cloud integration, and I am also having, let's say, OData. Now I have added the OData capability. So what I will do now, using OData capability, because I need to connect to the backend system. So cloud connector will always be there. So I will be going to the cloud integration. And from my cloud integration, what I'm going to do? From my cloud integration, I'm going to get the resources directly from these endpoints. Okay. I will be getting the resources directly from these specific endpoint. And this way, what will happen? I'm going to eliminate one unnecessary system from my landscape. And moreover, whatever the monitoring which the support team they are doing in this particular layer, they should be able to do in the integration suite itself.